Most people, when they fight, use circular techniques because it's natural. The human body wants to swing, and that's what it does. So you see a lot of hooks, you see a lot of elbows, you see a lot of stuff like that. If you see fights in the real world, you see a lot of wild stuff like this because that's just easier to do. But it can be very powerful if it's used right, but often people use it wrong, and this is how you correct it. So what you have to keep in mind with the circular technique is it's a compression. What I mean by that is when the body comes this way, the body collapses and compresses in, and that's where the power is generated, versus an expansion where the body opens in the other direction, right? When you get expansions, generally they're linear. When you get compressions, they tend to be circular. The problem with the circular technique is under excitement, people get tense. So if you were relaxed enough and you threw this thing and you let it go out to its full extent and you hit him, that would be great. Even if he leans back, I can reach to get him with that circular technique. But when you get tense and you get tight, inevitably the ligaments and tendons tense up and it creates a shortness to it. So I was always told that you think you're hitting here, but when you tense up, you're actually 2 inches this way. So what happens is a lot of times people throw these techniques and then the tension, even though they want to hit back here, they actually end up grazing people a lot, not hitting them well. And that's a very common problem when you see people throw these techniques. You know, you'll see it and they'll just kind of hit them a little bit, or they'll touch them a little bit and it'll skip. And it's because they're just too tight. You see that with elbows a lot. When you have a compression elbow, which is this, right, where it comes in and it circles. Remember, all circular techniques circle back to you. So what happens is when you throw them, they may start this way, but inevitably they come this way. So they start out and then they come back. They start out and then they come back. And if you're not in the right distance for this, you're going to throw it, and as it circles back, it's only going to touch. So when you're throwing a hook, it's almost like you have to aim a little farther back than you think you do. So instead of trying to hit them here, a lot of times you'll end up throwing farther back. Now if you're relaxed, it doesn't matter, because when you're relaxed, your body has that ability to go out farther and stretch. But if you're throwing this tight stuff like this and you're really tense, when you throw it, you're not going to hit well. Elbow, same thing. When you throw this elbow, you want to be close enough to when you throw it that it's almost this way. You have to be real tight in the body, because if you throw it here and you do this, it's going to see how it circles and it glances like this, versus coming in deep and coming back this way. So that's very important in your work. Number one, hopefully over time you get less and less tense where you're not that way. But with a circular technique, a lot of times you have to be closer than you believe you are. So if I'm here, and this is my technique for where I think my hook is, it's not. I really should be closer. If I'm throwing this elbow, it's not here. I want to be here, where I can come in, and on that circle, it comes back to me, and that's where the contact comes in. So you have to study this idea that when you throw, you got to know that this is going to do this. And that inevitably it's going to do this. So make sure you get deeper. Make sure you practice your work so that you get really close and really tight, so when you throw these, you don't miss. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave comments. Feel free to share. It helps the channel grow.